Today's guest is someone who's navigated pressure, perception, and competition in a very public way. You've seen her across The Bachelor, Bachelor in Paradise, and most recently Bachelor Mansion Takeover. But what most stood out to me isn't just the reality TV side, it's how she built a real career in real estate and design alongside it. Tammy Ly, welcome to Disrupt for Good. Hi guys, today on Disrupt for Good, I'm thrilled to have with me here Tammy from Bachelor Mansion Takeover, The Bachelor, and Bachelor in Paradise. Tammy, you've been all over the Bachelor franchise now, so you really had a full-on experience, so you can tell our audience the full picture. So thank you for joining me today. I'm thrilled to have you here.
Thank you for having me, Dylan. I'm so excited to do this. This is gonna be so fun. But
Absolutely.
yeah, I've been in and out of Bachelor Nation, and I'm happy to end it on something real estate related because that's obviously the job that I'm in. And then I was on a couple seasons of Million Dollar Listing as well in LA.
Oh, that's like a fun fact that I was not even aware of, so I'm excited to even dig into that as well. That's really awesome. I know that you've been in real estate and all of that, so that's great. And when did you actually start in like the Bachelor world?
I was 24 when I got cast for my first season. So that was 2019.
Oh wow, so now we're in 2026 and so you guys filmed the show in 2025, so you've really been involved for quite some time now, so that's incredible.
Yeah,
So it's really
yeah.
been you've really grown, I would say, since, your first time being.
For sure. I was just a 24-year-old naive kid back in the day and just super fiery, and now I'm definitely a different person. Still the same fiery, just a little bit more manageable.
But we love that fire, we love that passion. I think, we all strive to have that in us, and I think that that's something that makes you so unique and so amazing to watch, and I think that's what makes you amazing to see throughout your journey. And as a viewer, I loved, watching you in Mansion Takeover to see, your progression as a person in general. So
Thank
I'm
you.
excited to go into all of that.
Thank you. I appreciate that.
So we were talking about real estate for a second as we started the show, but talk us through how you got into real estate and design, because your designs throughout the show were so incredible and so unique. Was this always the plan, or did it evolve? Was this something that you kind of always knew you wanted to do as you were growing up?
So, way back when I think I was like 19, I got a job at Allstate Insurance, and became a salesperson. So I was kind of intertwined in like that, the insurance side of real estate. Like I saw my clients just, get new house insurance, yada, yada, yada. But I kept thinking to myself, I'm like, why won't I just also sell real estate? Because I'm already here. I already know the details about the house because I need to for the policy. And I already have a relationship with these customers. So why wouldn't I try to double dip? So when I was 21, I got my real estate license. And yeah, I started doing both. So I was like one of the few, if not the only person during that time to be a real estate agent and also know the ins and outs of insurance to be able to help my clients even more. Fast forward a couple of years later, I got into house flipping and I started renovating a couple of properties and just selling or buying it on auction, reselling it on the market. And I was able to obviously double dip the fact that I'm a licensed real estate agent and then I also get to sell the property as well. So I was really trying to like have similar double dipping in a lot of avenues there. And then I ended up selling my last property, moved to LA, and before, oh, sorry, there's like the timeline is so crazy. Before that, I actually opened restaurants. So I was like, I saw the designs and everything. I also just opened up my social club back in August, so I had to design all of that. So I was like very fresh in like eye for design, what's trendy, what's timeless, what works for a restaurant, what works for residential, just functionality. And yeah, so I sell real estate in New York, Florida, and California. So I see all different types of real estate all over. And I think that really helped me kind of get a fine tuning for design depending on the type of property it is and where it's located.
Absolutely. And also the clientele, I think, is so different based upon the location as well. So you kind of get all that different nuances as you're in different locations, which is amazing. And also the fact that you have all those different skill sets just makes you so much more marketable amongst the real estate world because there's so many real estate agents out there, and I think having that uniqueness and that flair to yourself gives you that edge that some other people out there might not have, which is amazing. And also, I think starting out in the industry at such a young age gives you a little bit of an edge as well. I started also as someone that got their license at 19, and I think it's so amazing, because you can
Hmm.
start at such a young age in this business and grow from there. And love that story. I think it's so
Yeah.
incredible. Yeah.
There's only a way up in growth. I mean, I made so many mistakes as a very young agent that I obviously wouldn't make now, but I wouldn't change it for the world. I think I had to make those mistakes to be the best agent that I can be today. And even just training my new agents on my New York team, like I only try to hire really new agents because I really want to show someone that they could surpass all of like the trial and error part of being a realtor, and having a mentor really helps you with that to lessen your mistakes. You're still going to make mistakes, but I think it's just all part of the experience.
I value that a lot because there are agents out there and teams who typically will not hire people who are new to the game because they seek individuals who have certain level of business or time within real estate to grow their GCI or grow the team's leads. But the fact that you're willing to take on agents who are newer to the business, it's great because I think people without taking them on will not have that opportunity to prove themselves within the business. So that's great.
Yeah.
So how did you find your way into The Bachelor and back in 2019, and what was going through your head when you first stepped into that world?
Oh my gosh. I'm from Syracuse, New York, which is a very small college town in upstate New York, and these things are like really unheard of around there. I got nominated by my old coworker at Allstate Insurance, so everything happens for a reason. And first entering that world was so insane. I don't think anyone can prepare you for how crazy it is because it just happens so fast, you know? Like one minute I'm bartending, selling insurance, and then the next minute I'm on a plane. I get sequestered in a hotel, and the next thing you know, like 1,000 cameras are on you, lights everywhere, like everything's moving so fast. Night one is probably the craziest night, I would say, because there's 30 girls. You don't know what's happening. You don't know like the lay of the land or how things operate. And then you walk into the mansion, there's like 10 cameras on you, lights everywhere, people everywhere, producers everywhere. It's just it's a different experience for sure.
Yeah, someone coming from none of that and someone coming from, Syracuse, I'm sure you've never seen an operation like that before. At least I haven't, in my
Mhm.
lifetime. So that seems very different. And now you're probably a pro with all of that after being a part of so many different shows and opportunities. That's, something that many people out there would not be able to undertake in general. So that's incredible. Um, and looking back now, do you actually think it's an effective way to find love being a part of that show? Obviously, it didn't.
Um,
Obviously, it didn't manifest or come out the way that you had anticipated either way. But based on your reaction, but would you say that it can be in certain circumstances?
I think life in general will always point you to where you've always meant to be, and sometimes that's on a reality dating show, and sometimes it's the second or third degree connection to that. So I met my current boyfriend from our mutual friends who were also on the show. So we had two mutual friends that were on Claire and Tasha's season, and I became really close with them. And then my boyfriend was also good friends with them before they knew about the show. So
Yeah,
that I technically did meet through The Bachelor. It just happened to be not on the show. But
exactly.
I think our season of Paradise was the most successful one. Like we had, I think, five couples come out of that season,
Yeah,
and four of them are married.
yeah, it's incredible.
So I think it definitely works for sure. the invisible string theory is always there. And whether it was on TV or not on TV directly, I think it worked out for the better. Everyone met their person. So,
100%. And I think also when people talk about it, I guess throughout their time on The Bachelor, the friendships that you make as well along the way are sometimes even greater than what
mhm.
you could have found in terms of love. So I guess that's also a win in certain circumstances as well.
I mean, the entire experience is such a win. It's such a once in a lifetime experience that maybe 5%, if I'm making up a number here, of the population get to experience. Like, I wouldn't change it for the world, even though it was a very tough experience for me in the first season. I think looking back at it, I wouldn't change a thing. I think it was just such an amazing experience from production, the friendships that you make, the longevity of like a community that you have. I think all of it is just pretty cool.
And also, I think as like a person, you grow like so much, probably
Hmm.
coming in as, that 24-year-old in 2019. Afterwards, you probably became a whole different person and grew another layer of tough skin, thick skin, and in other ways that you never knew possible that existed.
Hmm.
So that's also something that I would take away in such a positive light.
Yeah.
That's great. Um, you had some real emotional moments on Bachelor in Paradise and maybe also in The Bachelor as well. What did that experience teach you about yourself in general?
Um, oh my gosh, it taught me so much. It taught me that I am definitely fiery. I don't back down. And also, the flaws that I have as a person, how I speak and how I present myself, and when things are not easy to be the best version of yourself, and I learned so much about like my deep-rooted traumas and what are kind of resurfacing, seeing everything air and watching it real time with the rest of the world and how people react to what they see on the television, like it's just a um, it's definitely like you see yourself, which you don't really get that perspective of yourself in the real world. And it just opens a lot of eyes to like what you like and don't like about yourself. It also gave me like a rabbit hole of all the things that I hated about myself, which was a tough time. I think reality TV is so blissful and at the same time so dark because, at the end of the day, like sometimes all of us are don't want to put aside our ego and call out for help when those moments come because they all come. And you start picking away at you, like the way you look, the way your mannerisms are, the way you speak. And you kind of just like really dissect into like, am I being the best version of myself? And do people like the way that what they see? And then also what's in editing. So it's just a lot of mind and emotions during that time, especially for the first time.
Absolutely. It's a lot of moving parts. And I think also like we're our own biggest critics, but then also when it goes out there, there's another layer of social media and people out
Hmm.
there who are also trolls and putting out, all that shitty stuff that can also be, a little bit of a mind fuck. And I think it's so
Hmm.
hard to also ignore that as well. And, as much as sometimes the positivity that's displayed out there can be so great, also can, overshadow or outweigh the negativity that's out there as well. So it's hard to, balance that, I think, I'm sure, as someone that's putting themselves out there.
Yeah.
It's a juggling act.
Yeah. The internet is it's full of opportunity, but it's also such a scary place because people are really just like looking at you with a magnifying glass. So it made me have definitely thicker skin than I had before, but I would be lying to say that it didn't harm me mentally in any way because I remember the first time I got, you know, hate or trolls, I went down a rabbit hole and I was on Reddit for hours. And it was so unhealthy because I was just reading terrible things about myself. Now I really don't care. But I think, no matter how strong you are and how sure you are and secure you are, it's hard not to read those comments because you're like, why would someone say this about me, even though you know something different?
Yeah, absolutely. I want to circle back to your relationship now with Christian. I think everyone during Bachelor Mansion Takeover got like a sneak peek into your relationship, which I think was so amazing on the final episode that they brought in each of your partners. Um,
Mhm.
it seems like basically like found your person, which is amazing. What like makes that relationship work and kind of like what's that like? look like, and how long have you guys been together? Like, talk me through that because that's like been so amazing that that you guys have found each other.
We both have very demanding jobs. He's a VC attorney, so his hours are also just as long as mine, if not longer. So it takes a really good supporting partner to want to drive for their own life and the work that they put in their own life, but also be a supporting person for your life. So I saw him there, I was in shock because he's busy taking meetings like the entire day. And I'm like, how did you, one, drive to Malibu during lunch hour and also had time to show up and be on film that day too. So it's really nice to see that someone can support you, even though I like to pride myself on being a very independent person. I can provide for myself and be my own support system, but we're human and life takes a village and it takes people to rally around you. Like life wasn't meant to be done alone. So it's really nice to have a supporting partner like that. But he's so great. We've been together for 3.5 years and it's been just growing. We've been growing individually so much, growing together as a couple so much. We have a beautiful dog. So it's just a really cool, I've never been in a relationship like this before, or even have a support system like this. Like my parents weren't really a support system. So it's a culture shock for sure, but also a very happy culture shock because it's just reassuring that someone does care about your life just as much as you do.
Yeah, and it's something that you're, deserving of as well. Like that you got,
Mhm.
to find your person. I think it's amazing that that he was there for you and that was shown on TV because I think it was almost like that redemption period, like that show
Mhm.
kind of gave you that validation for all the viewers to see like your life in like a positive direction, which is so amazing.
Mhm. Yeah.
Walk me through your experience on Bachelor Mansion Takeover a little bit. What surprised you most about the competition side of it? Because there was that whole elimination side of the show. Were you expecting that walking in when you were casted? Was that something that was kind of on your radar? Um, because, you were eliminated at one point and then brought back in. So walk me through that kind of experience.
Reality TV is so unpredictable. Like as soon as this is what my fourth show, and you would think I know how things go. I can, seek out what is sus and like what to expect. You never know what's going to happen on a set on reality TV because they throw anything at you. Um, and sometimes they don't even know until the day of. So like it truly is such an element of surprise with that, which is kind of thrilling about reality TV. But I had no idea that it was going to be any sort of like elimination, like self vote or like, other contestants voting against you. I thought it would be like a competition where it's like we're just based off of your skill set and like how you're able to execute on a project. So that was tough. I did not expect that. I was very upset. I don't think they showed it enough. I was pissed. I was like, get this mic off of me. I want to go home. Like I drove here, so I'm just gonna get my car and go home because
Yeah,
I was the only ones that were local. So I'm like, I don't need a flight home. Like I'm just gonna take my car and go home.
yeah, I'm
I
good.
was so upset. Yeah. Um, but then they ended up bringing me back, and I'm so happy that they did, and that I was in just a better like mindset to even just accept that because I felt like if that was given to me like when I was 24, I'd probably be such a brat, and I would be like, no, I don't want to take it. I don't need you guys, and just seeing myself grow as a person. Like I'm still fiery. I still get upset about things, but also when you let yourself like just be the best version of yourself, you're able to get in so much more opportunity because it ended up working in my favor. I got to come back and I was second runner up. Like that's unheard of, for that competition or that type of competition. So I'm very blessed to be able to compete and see it all the way to the end with my colleague. But yeah, I think
Absolutely.
that was it was such a fun experience. It was the most fun I've ever had on set. It's so different too than The Bachelor because The Bachelor is so secretive and you have no idea what's going on. You want to trust people, but you can't. On this show, it was like everyone's here. It's just a set, like another day on set, and there is an element to surprise, but it's not so like skeevy-ish. And there's obviously no heartstrings involved because everyone was in a couple besides I think Alicia. But
Yeah.
yeah.
I felt like it was skeevish a little bit with her and maybe in other aspects, with other people. But I feel like for you, you had your head on, your shoulders and you kind of knew exactly what you were doing and you were there to just show your skill sets and prove
Hmm.
everyone, that you were meant to be there. And it was so incredible to see like what you could do like with your skills as well. And I think that with that round within, I think it was the Rose Room or
Hmm.
particularly with that bar that you guys all did, the three of you, you kind of had like almost like the leadership role. And so I was very surprised to see like almost like you being eliminated and chosen to be taken out of there at that time, which was shocking. But it was great to see them have like that redemption period because I think that everyone that was redeemed in a way deserved to come back and kind of
Hmm.
showcase their skills again. And I think that that was
Yeah,
great. So, and you guys did all a great job.
thank you. Sometimes they take out the strongest players. Like, do you watch Big Brother?
Um, no, I do not. But
Okay, what about Traders?
yes,
Okay, so like traders, like if you're too good of a player, like they're gonna kick you out because you're like obviously gonna win.
of course.
So they have to get rid of you to be able to be
Yeah,
sure that you don't have a chance on winning. So I feel like that was it. It's like
that was the
I also had
strategy.
to, yeah, I have design. I also can build things on my own, and I felt like it was like kind of like one or the other with the other cast members. So having both is a threat, you know?
Absolutely. And I also
So
think having a voice like in this specific show is so important. Like the innate ability to also speak up when it's time to speak up and also not take the bullshit, I think is so great. Like I feel like you
mhm.
had that ability as well. Whereas others were also feeding into the drama or, participating in that. I feel like there was no nonsense on that end of
Mhm.
your side. And some of those people were caught up into that, and I think that that was their downfall on the show, which doesn't help
Yeah,
in this type of competition. Where maybe
yeah.
in The Bachelor, that gives you some screen time or whatever, and maybe some people were here for the screen time or whatever, but I feel like for some other people, they just wanted to show their skills and kind of showcase what they could do with a hammer and some nails and their design, which is also great,
Yeah. Yeah.
which is important, I think, during this type of show. Um,
The drama's kind of fun though. I mean, that's what reality TV is
of
about, you
course, you need
know?
like a
I
mix of
mean,
both.
yeah, if there wasn't drama, I'm sorry, reality TV would be boring.
Absolutely.
So
Hmm.
I'm just happy that it's easier said than done because I wasn't in the drama this time. So I'm like, oh, please bring on the drama.
Exactly. Just don't bring me into it.
Just don't
Um,
bring me
yeah. Um, I want to ask you about Noah though, because in terms of drama, I feel like there was like almost like a little bit of like a tiff, like almost like between him and like some other people, like towards the end or even in the middle of it. Like, do you think that you were at a disadvantage having been eliminated and missing two challenges? And also like I feel like you were excited when like he was eliminated. Like, did you find him to be like almost like the strongest player? Like everyone seemed excited at the end when he didn't get the key to unlock the box.
Oh,
So,
Dean.
yeah, like everyone seemed to be pretty excited that Dean was eliminated. And so did you happen to think like there was some
I
sort
dislike Dean. And I'm just gonna that's the nicest way to say it is I really dislike Dean. And I don't think he was really kind to other people. So I think everyone was kind of happy that he was gone. But the boys wanted to keep him around because they play golf every weekend. So I think that's why the boys wanted to keep him around. But um, yeah, I think his
of
skill set
insider
isn't,
information?
I think his skill set's not up to par compared to the others. And also at the same time, he wasn't really friendly. Um, so yeah, I
Yeah,
think my beef with him is still alive and well. We're the only people that don't follow each other still on
really. Okay.
Instagram.
Yeah, that's fair. I think it was very evident that there was some sort of beef between you guys, but also I think within like some of the other castmates with him as well, that like they were ready for him to go. So
Yeah.
you probably were not the only person feeling that way.
And
Was
I'm happy that I kind of took like that 2 challenge hiatus because it kind of gave me like a good clear mind. Because I feel like if I was still in front of it, like throughout the entire way, I would have been fiery and snappy to him. And I don't want to be that person anymore, you know?
no, of course
So
not. Yeah. But I think at least you can like admit that like that was like what was actually like the truth behind him being there, which is I think great. Like exactly what the point was. Um, you had a huge redemption moment with your bar design. What was going through your head during that turnaround? Because it was a really fast turnaround. I think you guys had pretty much 24
Mhm.
hours to do that, so that was pretty quick execution.
I blacked out, I think, because I'm like, I know bars like the back of my hand. I bartended for 10 years before I moved out to LA. I opened up 6 restaurants. Like, I just know bars very well, the functionality of it and what it's like to have an experience at a bar. So I think for me, I was just kind of going, like me and my contractor were just doing the whole design, colors, everything. And I'm like, you know what? I'm so sure of this. I don't even have to look at the other bars because I knew it was a shoe-in that I would win. It would be embarrassing for me if I didn't win because I know that world so well. And we had a custom cocktail, which obviously I already knew what cocktail I wanted to make. And the design of my bar, I had just opened up my cafe that is also a juice bar. So I basically mimicked what my juice bar looks like in this design. So I had already had it fresh in my mind anyways.
I wanted one of those drinks. It was like the mezcal margarita, right? I
A smoky chili mezcal margarita, so good.
Wait, I love mezcal and I love margaritas, and I was like, I was sitting in my room watching the show, and I was like, I want one of those right now. It looks so good. It sounded so good. I was like, that's the one drink out of all three that like actually spoke to me. It's like
Hmm.
so good. I was like, you can actually probably sell that in a can, sell that in a store. Like, it sounded so good.
I mean, it was one of our top sellers when I worked at the bar in New York, and I feel like I should can it. That'd be really brilliant. But
Right?
it's delicious. And you know, when I come home and fly home, I'll make you one.
Please do. Yeah, and everything's getting canned now, so I mean, maybe do it. I think it's definitely something that I'm sure everyone out there would be interested in doing. Um, do you think being labeled competitive as a woman is sometimes interpreted differently than it would be for a man?
Oh, for sure. I hate even saying that that's a fact, but it is.
Yeah,
Um, you know, I come off very masculine energy, alpha energy, like I get shit done. And like, oh, that's also the New Yorker in me too. And I feel like if for everyone else, it's like, oh, she's too masculine, her masculine energy, like too bossy, too assertive, too blunt. But if a man were to do it, they'd be like, oh, he takes charge, is a leader of his team, like, just get shit done. And it's just crazy to see the parallels of that because I understand why it looks that way, and it's been that way since forever, even especially in like the real estate business. That's why I love being on Tracy's team. I'm on Tracy Tudor's team here in LA, and like both of us are very similar in that personality, like super gritty, super blunt. Like there's no ever second guessing with us because we're here to get shit done and then move on to the next thing. Um, and we want to make sure like we're serving our clients well and like kind of being like the security for our clients for them to negotiate or do whatever for the other party. But yeah, I think I wouldn't change it for the world. I mean, I get deals done. So that's what matters to me. And I think just there's a time and place to be super masculine in your energy and also super feminine in your energy as a woman. So I think just comes with a time and place for everything. But for business, I'm here to be a hard ass every single time because I want to get the deal done and I want what's best for my clients.
yeah, and that's what your clients need, and that's what they deserve. And also, I hate when people beat around the bush. Like, let's get to the point, let's get the deal done, and that's what needs to be done.
Dylan, in LA or in California in general, these agents are so, I think because they're so like loosey goosey. And like I'm a New Yorker, so I'm like, oh, I need things like yesterday. They're like,
Exactly.
well, we'll get to it. Environmental, we'll get to it. I'm like, why can't you get to it today? Like,
Ridiculous. Yeah, I have that same, hurt like fire in me where like I need to get shit done and like I want it done for my clients also. Like it's not just for me. Like I
mhm.
want the deals done. I don't want my listings sitting on the MLS for weeks, months, whatever. Like it's turnover time. Like let's get the deal done. Let's get to the next and like that's how it should go. And I'm also on
Yeah.
my phone 24/7. That's kind of how I am too. So I think as someone who wants to succeed in this business in real estate, that's how it needs to go.
Hmm.
And I'm sure you
For
guys
sure.
do. Yeah.
I mean, the hungrier you are, that's why I love the real estate business. You will make however much money you want to make in that year, depending on how much work you want to put into it. If you're hungry for it, there's no doubt that you're going to be successful and make money.
Yeah, there's no cap on your success, which I think is what's so great. I mean, like people complain like that there's no salary or no benefits or whatever you want to say, but also in the same, same category, you dictate in a way your salary based upon how hard you're going to work and how hard you're going to put yourself out there to be successful. And
Hmm.
at the end of the day, however you portray yourself or however you put yourself out there is going to benefit you or honestly like hurt you. So I
Yeah.
completely see it on both ends
I
of the
love
spectrum.
I love real estate. I think it's such a great tool for you as an agent and then also for your clients. Like I've been an investor, I've been a house flipper, I've been someone who wanted to buy their first home. Like I've been in all those different types of clientele's shoes. So I feel like that puts me in a position to, really fight for what they need and also be like kind of like a seek out the blind spots that they're not seeing all the time because I have an insight on the insurance part on all ends. So
Yeah.
I think it's just really fun. And then you can also, I mean, it's just such a fun business to be in, you
Yeah.
know?
And I like wake up every day and I'm like, I just love it. Like, I just think it's so awesome. Like, I
Yeah.
get excited and I'm like giddy about it all the time. And I think that's what's so important about any type of work that anyone's involved in. So,
Yeah.
well, you talked about wanting to give part of your winnings to your best friend's mom, and that's not something you hear often. Where does that mindset come from, or where does that, story come from specifically, if you don't mind me asking?
So my best friend actually rekindled a relationship with her recently, just because we grew apart, obviously, with everything that happened as a kid. But yeah, I always said to myself I was going to thank her some way, and I doubt that she even knows that I want to do that. And the thing is, she wouldn't even expect it. That's how the person that she is, and she was such a struggling mom as well. And then she not only made me feel so welcome, but never let me feel that she was also struggling, where she was like, "Hey, like I can't help you either." Like she was so open to her home, the meals that she made for me, that she threw me a birthday party. Like she did not have to do any of these things, and she did it anyway. She taught me how to ride a bike, and just the type of person that she is she just shows up when someone else needs help that she cares about, despite the things that she's going through. And that takes such a level of um, selflessness that is just so admirable. And that's why I want to like give back to her when I can finally get a grip of my life and like my bearings. I would love to thank her in a monetary way because she gave me the last of what was able to give, and she did not need to do that at all. Like I was not her kid. I was friends with her daughter for elementary school into middle school. Like it was like a what maybe span of 5, 6 years of that time period, whatever that ends up being. But yeah, she truly taught me so much about like being selfless, because it will always come back to you, you know?
Absolutely. Yeah. And I think it's so special because you don't run into so many of those types of human beings out there who are so selfless
Mhm.
and give those acts of kindness out there. So the fact that you are able to share that story with others and, reflect upon that and want to give back to her is so special because, there really aren't so many human beings out there like that.
Yeah, I would have not been able to be as nearly successful as I am today without her because I I don't even know what I would have done. I was a kid, you know? So I have my entire life to thank for her, honestly, and just everyone else who has helped me along the way, even without them even knowing it. The little moments that people have helped me, like I hold on to those so dearly because I think I live such a great life now, and I do. But at one point, it was not a great life at all. Like I was basically homeless at like 14. So it's like hard to grasp that, what I went through because my life is so great now. I'm like 180 that I don't want to ever forget that there was a time that I was struggling and people were there to help me.
Right. Absolutely. And I think reflecting upon the difficult times and the positive times and all the good times and on the people that have been a part of those, experiences is something to be almost grateful for because without
Hmm.
those, That's all who we are on the inside, and
Yeah.
it makes us who we are and builds us up. So
Hmm.
it's great. And I'm
Yeah.
glad that you have that. So it's amazing. Would you want to do more competition style shows like Bachelor Mansion Takeover or something in that lane?
I'm a competitor, so I love to compete. I would love to do like a traders. I would love to do like another HGTV show or maybe even host a show. But yeah, I think things are in the works for another like competition show. We'll see. But I mean, that's
Let's
in my nature.
go.
I'll
Let's
always
go.
compete for something.
I'm excited. I can't wait to see you hopefully in another show because I absolutely loved your style and watching you, and it was so much fun. So that's amazing.
Thank you.
Um,
Dylan, are you going to be on the next season of Owning Manhattan or what?
Fingers crossed. Fingers crossed. They're starting filming in the next few weeks over the summer, so we'll see. I am very excited though, so stay tuned. We'll
I'm so
see,
excited. It's such a good show. Like
isn't it?
I I just really don't love real estate shows because they're very like real reality drama-esque. The ones that are online are on air right now. I
Hmm.
love Owning Manhattan because it just really gives you the rawness of what it's like for Ryan to be a leader and then also like everyone else wanting things from him. Like that's what happens all the time with brokerages and teams, you know? So I think opening that part to the world to see goes to show like how much we as agents go through mentally, physically, and financially to just even get the job done for our clients. And that's why I think that's what we earn, um, fairly so because we put a lot into it. Like I know you know as a real estate agent, this is like a lifestyle. You know, like I'm working 24/7. You know, and
Oh,
I
absolutely.
answer I answer my clients' calls, and I'm being on both ends of the country. Like I don't want my clients to ever think that I'm not in New York or if I'm not in LA. Like I want them to know that I'm always going to be available for them. So I have to answer whether it's 6 in the morning LA time or 8 p.m., 9 p.m. LA time. You know, and it's a commitment for sure, but it's so
It is.
rewarding.
It's the
So
best. And when that, closing and happens and the check comes in, it's the most rewarding thing. And watching your clients also feel so comfortable and happy in their home, that's the best part, and that's what's so fulfilling. And
yeah.
I think going back to what you said about reality TV shows and pertaining specifically to real estate, I think what makes Owning Manhattan so great is the fact that it cuts through the bullshit.
Hmm.
And I think a lot of those shows out there focus on the drama, which is great. I think that's what makes, like you said earlier, them so appealing to people out there. But I also enjoy watching it because it really does showcase what we do on a day to day.
Hmm.
And I hope that, you know, for people like me and for some other people out there, they can showcase some other people, like younger agents out there who are doing some work out there, because I think that it needs that as well to show some other ends of the spectrum. Um, but I think this show does a great job in showing Ryan's leadership because it's all really truthful and really shows the dynamics that go on within our brokerage. And yeah, I think season three is going to be amazing, and there's a lot in the works. So we'll stay tuned and
I
buckle.
can't wait.
Yeah, it's going to be
Ah,
awesome.
it's so good.
Yeah. I want to ask you one final question before we wrap up. If someone is watching you right now or watching this right now who feels underestimated or like an underdog, what would you tell them?
I love being an underdog. I think nothing is more rewarding than being able to prove to someone, not even for their own sake, but to yourself, like you can have this opinion and cast it on me, but I will not um define myself in this small ceiling that you've given me because it's your ceiling, not mine, you know, on who you think I am and what I can do. So I think that's just such self-motivation here. Like you can have a pity party, you can cry for a day, 2 days and feel bad about yourself, but then pick yourself back up because the what happens afterwards is where the true growth begins. And you learn so much about yourself, what you're able to do, your wit and your grit, and just keep on going because you don't have to stop and the growth is never ending. Like when they say the sky's the limit, it's so cliche, but it's so true because I never thought that I would ever live somewhere, let alone like have a anything that I want, live in the most expensive city in the US. Like I was homeless at one point and I did not know that there was a way up. So the fact that I took it and just like I tunnel vision on what I wanted and just stuck with it and believed in myself. And that doesn't mean that there's not going to be hurdles or like, ups and downs that you come across that are going to be really detrimental, but the highs are so great. And those are the ones that are worth fighting for because the lows are going to happen, and the lows are where the growth happens for you to skyrocket and slingshot into the next version of yourself that is going to be the best. And I love evolving year after year. I feel like I evolve every 6 months, you know? And I think that's such a great thing that life is so fun because there's so much growth that you can have. There's no cap on it.
Yeah, and I think also you are the pilot, I think, or like the captain of the ship, like yourself. You
Hmm.
get yourself to where you want to go. Like if you see yourself becoming a doctor or a lawyer or a real estate agent in a specific place and you want to get yourself there or see yourself there, you are the vehicle to make it happen. And I think that, you got yourself there from all of this. And I think that the sky is really the limit. And there was something someone actually said, I just pulled up my notes, and I think someone could say it's mean, but I think it's true. They talk about me because when they talk about themselves, nobody listens. And I think it's like low key kind of true because people can yap all they want about others, but they really are yapping about other people because when they talk about themselves, there's nothing to really share, to really prove upon.
I mean, that's so true.
Like, isn't it true? So just a thought, but everything you just said is so spot on, and I think that people really need to, impress upon themselves that, they can really set their minds upon anything they want to do and go for it.
Hmm.
So Tammy, thank you so much for joining me today. I loved chatting with you. I loved watching you this past season on Bachelor Mansion Takeover. I was rooting for you the entire time, and I was so glad to watch you through the end. Your designs were incredible, and I'm excited to hopefully chat with you soon.
Thank you so much for having me, Dylan. This was so fun. I can't wait to see you on the next season of Owning Manhattan.
Thank you.